How much charge have I got? Oh, I think I've charged. Well, what is up, ladies and gents? So let's talk England's World Cup qualification group. So the draw has been done for the World Cup qualifiers. We've got Serbia, Latvia, Andorra, and Albania. Funny how the four teams have got all the team names all end in an 8. Funny that. It feels like we can't avoid Serbia, can we? You know, I mean, we had Serbia in our group at the Euros, and now we've got them again in our World Cup qualification group. I mean, I feel bad for Scotland. If you look at the likes of Scotland and Republic of Ireland and who they've actually got in their groups, it's like they don't stand a very good chance of actually getting out of their groups and actually qualifying for the World Cup. I mean, to be honest, here's my deal, and you don't hold me to this. If Scotland and Ireland qualify for the World Cup in 2026, I will run 10 laps around Trafalgar Square and start naked. That's the deal. But only if they actually qualify. Joke. England. I mean, we should win those games. I mean, you know, we shouldn't lose to teams like Serbia, Latvia, Albania, and flipping Andorra. I mean, anyone can beat those teams. I think Thomas Tuchel won't have that much of a harder job. I mean, at least we've avoided some of the more kind of trickier teams like Denmark, Bosnia. Like Bosnia can be a tough team from time to time. You know, we've avoided any of the big teams for once. For now. Obviously, so we won't be playing a team like France or Portugal or the Netherlands or anything. I mean, have we ever actually played a big team in a qualification for the World Cup? I mean, the last time I remember us playing what I would call a big team in qualifications, apart from was, twice. Italy, in I think it was the qualifications for the Euros, and Croatia in qualifications for the Euros in the qualification for the Euros 2008. I don't think we've ever played a big team in qualifications for the World Cup, and that's not something that's about to change. To be honest, I feel like we did get an easy group, which isn't a bad thing. You know, some fans will say that it is a negative thing that we've gotten an easier group, but I don't think it is. I think it's a good thing. As it means that we won't have to worry about losing too many games, as we won't be losing to Latvia. Latvia are probably one of the crappiest teams in Europe, so we will beat them. Serbia had proved to be a bit of a tricky game. I mean, at home it shouldn't be too tricky, but going away to Serbia might not be an easy game. But the games against Albania and Andorra, winnable games, every day of the week. Both home and away, we should be winning both games. I mean, Andorra are not the greatest of teams. Albania, I don't even know who Albania have in their team. Same with Latvia, I don't even recognise any of the players in the Latvia team. Same with, the only team that actually has players that I recognise is Serbia. For example, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, who is still playing for them. Obviously it's a tricky one. Serbia... Did we beat them or did we draw against them? I can't remember. At the Euros, rather. I think we drew against them, didn't we? Or did we win? I can't remember. I'll ask Alexa. Alexa, what was the score between Serbia and England at Euro 2024?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, what was the score between Serbia and England at Euro 2024?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa's no help in answering that question. I think we did win that game. I think. Or did we draw that game? I can't remember. Obviously, Serbia are not an easy team, and I think that's the only game we have to really be kind of fearful of. I think we can beat them if we play well enough. Same with, obviously, we'll definitely beat Latvia. There's no way we'll lose that. Obviously, even the worst team in the world to beat them. Even San Marino, I'm not being funny, but even bloody San Marino could probably beat Latvia, to be fair. They're just a weak team. I'm not trying to, maybe some people think that I'm underrating them, but can you really underrate a team like Latvia? I don't think you can. Latvia are shit for a reason. They've got shit a lot of players. Simple as that. It's like, at least we've avoided, as I said, at least we've avoided the trickier groups, which isn't a bad thing. I to be honest, I expected us to get a somewhat easier group. I knew that would be the case. I knew that we wouldn't get any of the big teams like a France or a Portugal or a Germany in the qualification group. It would have been more interesting if we did. To be honest, in a way, I am kind of getting fed up of playing teams that aren't quite easy to beat. It just feels like every time they do the World Cup qualification, obviously the draws for the World Cup qualification groups, we never really get a challenging opponent. Like, we don't get someone like a Portugal or a Netherlands or a Germany or a Spain or a France. It would actually, give us a bit of a challenge. Because the thing is, Latvia are not going to really give us any much of a challenge. Andorra isn't going to be much of a challenge. Same with Albania. I think it's pretty safe to say that we will not fail in these qualifications. We will actually win those games because of the teams that we're actually facing. We will be favourites to top that group, and we probably will most likely top that group, because we won't lose to teams like Latvia, Andorra, and Albania. The only tricky game that we have in that group that could be, a tough one to hold is England versus Serbia. That both home and away. At home to them it might not be too bad, but going away to Serbia would be a little bit of a different situation. It might not be as easy. I'm not saying. In a way, I'm kind of happy that we got the easier group again, but in a way, I'm also not, because I just feel like I just wish that we would have gotten a bit more of a challenge. Someone that would have given us a bit of a tough one, like a Germany or a France. It would have been cool to play one of them in a World Cup qualification game where so much is on the line, and just see how well we can do. Obviously, the qualifications obviously don't start till next year, and obviously there's a lot of work to do. Thomas Tuchel, I'm scared for him, because I'm worried that things are gonna do that. I think that he will get us to the World Cup, but I'm worried that if things don't go well for him at the 2026 World Cup, he will get slated to hell. I'm worried that there'll be so much negative attention surrounding him. I'm worried that if we don't do well at the World Cup, people, will start questioning whether it was the right thing that we appointed for us to appoint him, or whether we should have gone for someone else. Obviously, I know that there's already people out there who aren't a big fan of the fact that Thomas Tuchel was appointed as England boss, but it is what it is. We just have to see how things go. I know that he did well with Chelsea, he did well with Bayern Munich. I think there is a reason why the FA went for Thomas Tuchel, because he has done well with the previous teams he's managed. There's no denying that he hasn't done well with the previous teams that he's been in charge of. He did well with Chelsea. He got, you look at where they were when he first took over in January 2021. They didn't look like a team that had, by the time that Frank Lampard was sacked, they didn't look like a team that had even made it to a Champions League final. But Thomas Tuchel came in that January, he got Chelsea to it. He actually won the Champions League with Chelsea that season, in a season where they probably weren't even expected to do that. It was a huge thing for him at the time, and it's something that people still talk about now. He did right. He did. People aren't saying that he didn't do badly. He didn't do well at Bayern, as he did do well with Bayern, and he could very well do well with England. And I hope it does go well for him. I hope that he proves everyone wrong. I hope that he proves that he was the right man for the job. I hope that he proves that people were wrong to doubt him, because I think that's what he needs to show. He really needs to show people that they were wrong to doubt him, and that they were wrong to question whether he was the right man for the job. And I think that he has a good chance to do that. He has a good chance to prove that to people. He has the chance to really prove to people why he's the right man for the job. And I've said it before, it could be written it could very well be written in the stars for a German manager to win the World Cup with England. It could very well be written in the stars. And I expect it probably will be very well written and I think it could very well be written in the stars. I mean, to be honest, I look at the 2026 World Cup and I think, well, players like Lionel Messi will probably still go. I don't know about Ronaldo. Probably, Cristiano Ronaldo would probably go. I mean, I actually thought that this Euros would probably be his final tournament with Portugal, but now I'm not too sure. Because I feel like, it's not a long bet to say that he'll be at the World Cup in 2026. And the same with Lionel Messi. That would very well be their final tournaments for Argentina. I think Lionel Messi still plays for, does he? I don't know about Portugal though. Portugal, it would be nice to see them win a World Cup. It would be nice to see Cristiano Ronaldo win a World Cup. I honestly think this is the thing with Ronaldo. Like, he doesn't want to retire because he hasn't won a World Cup. Like, that's the only thing that is eluding Portugal, and I think that he wants to. I think that with Ronaldo, I think he wants to win a World Cup with Portugal while he still has the opportunity to do that. And obviously, the last few years haven't been that good for Portugal in terms of their performances at major tournaments. Obviously, Ronaldo didn't score a single goal for Portugal at the Euros in the summer. Obviously, they went out. Obviously they went out. I think it was in the quarterfinals they went out. So yeah, not great for them. They could have. They were seen as potential Euro finalists, but it didn't quite go that way. I think it was a weird one because obviously I don't think anyone would have seen England as Euro finalists, but we still made it to another final. It was starting to lose back-to-back Euro finals, but I think at the end of the day, hopefully Thomas Tuchel can take us one step further. If he's capable of winning major trophies with Bayern Munich and Chelsea, what's to say that he's not capable of winning a major trophy with England? He's very capable of doing that. And I think he can do it. People just need to have faith in him. People need to give the manager their backing. That is what Thomas Tuchel needs, is to know that he has the backing of both the players, the fans. And I know that some people will find it very hard to back Thomas Tuchel and to trust him and to think that he will do well with us, but we just have to see how things go. But obviously, our main priority and our main focus now will be getting ready for the World Cup qualifications that will obviously be starting next year, and getting through those qualifications first. Then we can actually start focusing on the World Cup once we've actually made it through the qualifications and we finish top of the group. We can then start to focus on the World Cup, which is obviously what he will focus on. Obviously, when you think about players that could go to the World Cup in 2026, Rashford. If he turns things around, maybe. Harry Kane, I don't know. It depends on. I think there's a lot of players that could go. I'd like to see Kobe Mainoo go to the World Cup, and I think he will go. It's hard. It's a hard one to choose. I think Kobe Mainoo should go. The thing is with England, it's like, I don't think they would be where they were without Harry Kane. He's been phenomenal. But I know that he wasn't at his best. Really at Euro 2024, but I feel like he wasn't too bad. I remember when I did my World Cup, when I was doing my match day reviews, for the Euros and after the Euros, I was saying that I wasn't happy with the way that Gareth Southgate was actually favouritising players like Harry Kane over players that should have actually been starting, that should have been starting games. I mean, Ollie Watkins, I still stand by what I said. Ollie Watkins scored that winning goal for England in the Euro semi-final against Netherlands. He should have automatically started that game against Spain in the Euros final. I'm not saying that things would have done. I'm not going to say that things definitely would have been different if Ollie Watkins had started that game. But that goal in the Euros final, in that Euro semi-final against the Netherlands, should have been enough to guarantee him an automatic place in the squad for the final. And I don't understand how it didn't. Even now, when I think about it, I still don't get how that goal from Ollie Watkins in the semi-finals of the Euros against the Netherlands didn't warrant him being given a start and automatic place in the Euros fight in the squad for the Euros fight. If I was the manager, I would have dropped Harry Kane and actually put Ollie Watkins in the squad. Same with Cole Palmer, I would have started him. Cole Palmer. It wasn't exactly a breakout tournament for him, but he did do okay. There were players that proved that if they came off the bench, they could come up with the big moments. Obviously it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens in the qualifiers and how we fare up. Hopefully we'll be okay. But we should be okay when you think about the teams that we have in that group: Serbia, Latvia, Albania and Andorra. We should be beating all of those teams, hands down. As I said, the only team that would be a little bit tricky is Serbia. But other than that, I don't think we'll find it too difficult. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye.